Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss the most important topic for the CBSE final examination 2021, and that is effective strategies of revision for the forthcoming board examination, especially for English for class 12th. So as we know that the CBSE has released the timetable, the schedule for final examination, and the English paper will be conducted on 4th of May, and many of the students, they haven't prepared that much effectively, and there may be some confusions or there may be some problems which they are facing due to COVID pandemic. So here I have a very simple session for you people, wherein all your problems related to this revised syllabus, how to answer the questions properly, what's the marking scheme, how is the evaluation done by the final examiner, the evaluator in from the CBSE, what about time management, what about presentation, and how can we score good marks within this short period of time, that is around 2.5 months. So let's discuss one by one. So first of all, I would like to have a discussion on SWOT analysis. Hope you all have gone through SWOT analysis, and if you haven't gone, I have very simple trick for you people, that how can we assess our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's all about SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis is an acronym which stands for: S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunity, and T stands for threat. Now, why am I talking about strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats? Because most of us, either we are teaching in the school, we are teachers, or you people are the students. The most important thing is that you all have gone through the board examinations, and in the board examinations the final assessment has been given to the people, the marks you have got. Now by going through all those marks, we can evaluate our strengths and weaknesses and opportunities. Now what is the strength? That some people, because this year the paper will be divided to two sections, the part A and part B, that we are going to discuss later on. But before that, now strength is what? If some students, they are good in writing skills, they are good in literature, and some are good in reading sections. So this can be categorized. So weaknesses are always there. Some are not good at writing answers properly, especially for the literature portion, and some may be weak in the reading or writing section. And what sort of opportunities are we giving to the students, or what sort of opportunities are we gaining from the teachers? That is all about. And the threat is always there, because without threat you cannot succeed in life. Threat is important. If there is no threat, there is, because without threat you cannot succeed. Threat is the essential thing, essential factor. It plays a pivotal role in human life. So let's discuss that how are we going, because now we all have got the question papers. So this is one evaluation. This paper has been, I have evaluated the question answer sheet of a student, wherein, see, part A is there and part B is also there. Now part A means what? It is of 40 marks, and part B, it is all again of 40 marks. But further, I have bifurcated, I have categorized. Literature section means 13 marks, and reading section means 15 marks are there, and each carries 20 marks. And then in part B we have literature, and in this we have long answer type questions, and in part A literature we have reading comprehension, that will come from Flamingo or Vistas. Then we have writing section here. So writing section is of 12 marks here. The students have scored 12 marks. And now overall, what thing I have got, that where am I liking in the answering or gaining the marks. See, literature 13 marks out of 20, it means I need an improvement. It means this is my weakness. Okay, reading section 15 marks, so it's not that much fine. So literature again I'm getting 19 marks, so it is fine. That, and writing skills I'm getting 12. It means I'm good at writing, so I need to improve my literature, and I need to improve my reading unseen passages and the literature comprehension that will come from both books which are being taught in the classroom. So in this way you can analyze your weaknesses and analyze your strengths. Now what sort of opportunities are you going to do? Now opportunity, because we have to give opportunity to ourselves or to the students. And the most important thing is what? That when we give opportunities, they can be for reading section, they can be for writing section, and they can be for literature section. How are we going to improve all those things? This we are going to discuss in this particular session. So let's go further. So in the next topic, first of all, what if you haven't started the thing, because it's not too late right now, because still we have 2.5 months, and if you practice around 1.5 month properly, and positively you can even score 90 plus marks in the final examination. So the best way is what? That we should know the syllabus, because this year the syllabus has been revised, so you should be aware about the syllabus. If you, then only you can give weightage to the topics. For example, if you're good in math, if you're good at reading, then you give weightage to that, and if you are good at literature, you should give weightage to that. And once you know the revised syllabus, you can chalk out the plan easily, that how are you going to prepare for the final examination. So let's see. Now this is English Core 11 code 301. See, our paper will be divided into 3 sections. The first one, it will be reading comprehension, next one will be creative writing skills, next one will be literature. Now see the total percentage. Reading comprehension, it will be of 25%. The weightage is 25%. Creative writing skills, they have a weightage of around 20%. And the most important factor, the literature section, it is of 55% marks. So it means this year literature is going to play a crucial role in gaining and scoring good marks. So both the books, Flamingo and Vistas, and around 5 chapters are there, and you have to practice them properly. And how can we do the best? It will be discussed further. Okay, and the final one, fourth assessment is also there, assessment for listening and speaking skills, that is being conducted by the teachers, and the students are participating all those things. So let's move further. So weightage is very important. So the most important factor is literature. So how are we going to score good marks in literature? And creative writing skills are there 20%, they are also there, and reading comprehension 25% marks are there. And the reading comprehension means what? They are free marks, but how can we score good marks? That is also a point to be noted. So let's go further. Let's see what are the other things. First of all, marking scheme. Because whenever the final examination is there, whenever the papers are evaluated by the examiner, the evaluator, they have a marking scheme with them. And the marks, they are divided into different categories. So the first part, I will discuss the part A. Now part A is further divided into 2 sections. See, here it is the first part, it is reading, and the next one is literature. And reading means what? In reading you will get 2 passages. Okay, one will be discursive, another one will be case filed based factual description. Okay, and out of those, what will be there? 10 questions here and 10 questions, and a choice will be there. Out of 11 questions you have to attempt 10 questions. Okay, so this is the marking scheme. In literature, 4 plus 4, 8. It means in the question number 3, what are you going to get? You will get 4 marks question. 4 questions will be there, and each question carries 1 mark. Competencies here, see, attempt 1 out of 2, 1 into 4. It means 4 plus 4, 8 combination, and you will get a choice over there. They will give you 3 questions, and out of that you have to attempt 2, but you should choose the best one, and that can only happen if you have full-fledged knowledge. You're quite familiar with all the chapters properly, and you have studied them line by line. So we will go through all those things. And the question number 5, see, question number 5 again, see, it's very important. Competencies here, and these 8 questions, okay, 10 questions will be there, and out of 10 questions you have to do 8 questions, and they all will be from, and all these questions will be multiple choice questions. So though I have forgotten to speak that out of 80 marks question, 40 questions will be multiple choice question. Now multiple choice questions, what? They are double-edged sword. If you are correct, then you will get 1 mark. If you are wrong, then you will get 0 marks. So no one wants to score 0 marks. So if you really want to do something good, you should be able. So this is the marking scheme. This is the scheme where the marks will be conducted. So out of both books, they will give you 10 questions, and multiple choice questions will be there, and they will analyze your interpretation. How good are you in interpretation? How effectively, how positively, and how honestly have you studied the chapters? It will be evaluated here. So all will be multiple choice questions. Now let's come on to the writing section. It will be of 16 marks. And see, advertisement, here it will be of 3 marks. Advertisement is of 3 marks. And again 3 marks means what? Again for formatting, it will be of 1 mark if you have run the format. Format means what? That the title and the box that we need to make for the short composition. So spelling is incorrect here, so just go through it. It will be PART only, it's PP. Okay, 1 marks for content. Content means what important information is being delivered, that will be carry 1 mark. Expression means grammatical accuracy and the coherence. In which format either you are writing it coherently. Coherently means stepwise, stepwise. Are you writing it stepwise or not? It shouldn't be jumbled, it shouldn't be shuffled. It should be in a proper manner. So again, 7th question, again it is of invitation and reply to invitation. Again, formatting, it carries 1 mark. What is the format? Do you know the format? What to write and where to write? It should be known to you. So practice your format properly. If you know the format properly, then only your half work will be done over there. So expressions, again, what is the content? You'll go through it, revise it, practice it, and the expressions, again, grammar, and accordingly coherence will be judged by the evaluator. Question number 8, formatting is there. Formatting, C, 5 marks. Letter writing. So letter writing, we have only 2 letters this year. The first one is letter to editor, and the next one is letter to writing applications. Okay, application for job application. So I have posted a video, 2 videos, letter writing to editor and letter writing for applications, on my channel. So if you really need any kind of assistance over there, you can just go and just watch that video. How can you score full marks over there? So but I would like to, formatting means what? That because in letters what we have the head address, inside address is their subject, salutation, body, and complimentary clause, and all those things are there. So how, either you are aware about all those things or not, and if you are writing in that, you will get 1 mark. Content means 2 marks. The content, the body, whatever you write. Expression here means 2 marks. No, it's quite easier to understand what is expression. Formatting means what? Suppose you have written head address, inside address, and subject and date, everything is written, but for that you will get 1 mark. But if you have written them in incorrect way, suppose you have written the head address in place of inside address, that is, we call it receiver's address or the sender's address, if they are interchanged, or you have written salutation before subject, or you have written complimentary clause after thanking you, so for that your marks will be deducted. But formatting, it means you know the points, that these points are included or inculcated in the letter, so they will not deduct. For formatting you will get 1 mark, but for expressions, there your marks will be deducted if you haven't written in a proper hierarchy or a proper system. So this is all. So next, question number 9C, format. One content, format for format, it will be 1 mark. So again, it is what? Article and report. Earlier it was of 10 marks, but this year it is of only 5 marks. So 1 mark for formatting. Formatting means what? Heading, then the byline in case of articles, and report writing, the name of the newspaper, name of the correspondent, all these things. And expression, the how are you writing it, because in the introductory part, then the problems, then the solutions, the suggestions, concluding part. So just go through it, practice the format, then only you would be able to score 5 marks. Okay, so let's discuss the next one. Next one is literature. Again, literature is of 24 marks. Now 24 marks means what? Attempt any 5 of 6, 2 marks question will be there, and they will give you 6 questions, and out of 6 you have to attempt 5. Okay, so 5 into 2, 10 marks, and it should be attempted within 50 to 55 words. They write 30 words, but just go with 50-55 words. There you can express, because sometimes what happens, they just search for 2 or 3 important words, and you might skip those words in the writing section, in the writing while writing the answers. So you shouldn't skip those answers, because they have that answer key with them, and all those things are mentioned, that what content or what sort of points do they need for that particular answer. If those points are missing, then your marks will be deducted. So better write your answer in 55 to 60 words instead of 30 to 40 words. Okay, next one, see, question number 11. Again, 2 marks questions will be there, so you can go through, same format will be there. Attempt 5 marks question. Again, for 5 marks questions, literature 5 marks question, I have uploaded a video on my channel, so just go through it and just watch what are the important factors, what are the important elements which can make you, or which can attract the eyeballs of the examiner, how to impress the evaluator. Just have a thing in mind that the evaluator doesn't know anything. He is blank, and you are the one who knows everything, and you have to write the answer accordingly, that the other person, he has no idea, he's not aware about anything, and you have to make him understand that this is the point, this is the answer for which I will get 5 marks. So it's all upon you. So just think, have this mentality that the other person is unaware about all the things, and then only you would not be able to skip anything. Otherwise, you may think that you may skip the important points. Don't skip important points, comprehend. So just go through the video I have uploaded. Question number 13, again 5 marks questions will be there. So this is the marking scheme which is followed by the CBSE evaluators. Now, first of all, reading section. Now in reading section, literature will be there and unseen passage will be there. Unseen passage will be totally unknown to you people. So you have to give time to that particular thing. Okay, so I will upload a video on how to score good marks in reading section, but I will discuss few things that will help you out to how to score, or how can you score good marks. Because in English reading and comprehension, a passage will be there. Read the passage carefully and just go with the practice, without just take a just have a one thing in your mind, that do have a practice papers with you and practice one reading section, one passage daily. Okay, and just note on the time, because time management is also very important. So when did you start the paper and when was it completed? So the time, and how many questions have you attempted, what was the presentation, because one more video is also there on the channel regarding presentation, best format for English exam. Just go through the video, you will get an idea that how to write the answer, because presentation is very important in the final examination, especially for languages, either it is English or Hindi or any Sanskrit language. Okay, so all these are the things. Now that's practice papers. Go through the practice papers, understand the passage properly. If you have any query, then just go through it. Okay, this will automatically increase. So increasing in speed, reading speed, it is very important, because we are not habitual of reading the things. So do practice now onwards. Start doing one comprehension daily, and I swear it's a kind of promise to you people. Do one thing, evaluate your answers by yourself, and then see, because all the answers will be in multiple choice questions, so it's quite easier for you people to understand and give marking. So first day you may take 10-20 minutes to find or read the comprehension, answer it, and the score might not be that much good. Okay, I'm talking about the bloomers. Okay, slow bloomers. Okay, so students can score full marks, and those who are very good in this, they can skip this section and they can go with the other section where they can give themselves an opportunity. An opportunity has to be given by you people only, because now most of the session is over and only 2.5 months are there, and it's your hard work, it's your efforts. These are your efforts which will make you happy, and you will be able to come out with flying colors. So answer the same tense. So this is very important. So this is not applicable this year, the last one, because you don't have any answers. Written answers will not be there, only multiple choice questions will be there. So read it carefully, answer the questions carefully, don't have any confusion in the mind, and do write the option number and the statement if possible. If you first of all, right, you should go with this option number, and at the end, if you have time in your hand, so that you can go with the statements also. It is quite easier for the examiner with the statement to evaluate your sheets. Okay, next go with the English writing section. So in English writing section, what we have: articles, report, letters. So I have already uploaded a video, so you can go through it. So how to write all those things. And see, reading section means what, writing section means what. It's the toughest section, and toughest in the sense because we have to be very accurate with the grammar. We have to show the expression. Expression means coherence, and grammatically we have to be sound. So how can we do all those things? It will all about practice. Practice invitations, practice notices, practice letters, and practice articles. And one suggestion is always there for you people, that in case of report and articles, if you are not aware about the reports, then you should go with the article. Okay, so articles are quite easier than reports. And if you write the report, but if you just go with the report, then you should be well aware and you should be well versed in report writing. Then only go with the report. Otherwise, just go with the article writing. It's quite easier. Okay, simple and short sentences can sometimes be the best tool. So simple English, short sentences. Don't make lengthy sentences. I have seen the students, they write 4-line sentences. Okay, that's totally. It should be simple. 7 to 8 words should be there in a sentence. That makes the evaluator fresh, and it keeps them intact with your writing. They read each and every. Otherwise, they had just skip all those things. So just make sure that in the final examination, write short sentences. Don't forget to put commas and full stops. Okay, just use 7 to 8 words in a sentence accordingly. Okay. Use your paragraph should be small. Okay, the students, what they do, they write in a single paragraph, either it is a report or a article. It should be divided section wise. That is the formatting. That I was talking earlier. So formatting is quite important. You write your answers in paragraphs, and for example, in report writing, 4 to 5 paragraphs are there, and article writing also 4 to 5 short paragraphs are there. Divide in what first paragraph, what are you going to write, in the second one, what are you going to write. Suggestions are very important in the article writing, and report writing you cannot give suggestions. Okay, so all these are the things. Avoid using difficult words, because sometimes you use difficult words, but you write the incorrect spellings, and obviously if you write incorrect spelling, obviously your marks will be deducted. So don't get into the strong vocabulary. And if you are very good at strong vocabulary, if you are very good in strong vocabulary, you have a good arsenal of vocabulary, then go with the words, but you should also go with the spellings, because in writing section, the spellings, they matter a lot. Grammar, spellings, and your whole structure, sentence frame formation. Now, the most important thing is that how can we assess all these things? So self-assessment is often a great revision technique. So self-assessment, because nobody can think better than you for yourself. If being a teacher, I am teaching a student, until unless the student is willing to read, no one can teach him. And once a student initiates the step or takes the step, automatically it ignites everything and he can do wonders in life. So the first self-assessment, and as I told, just in reading section, just go with the multiple choice questions, would purchase sample papers, the previous revised sample papers, just tick mark and evaluate yourself. Where is the problem? Just go open the literature book and just read the paragraph, which paragraph is given and what is before that paragraph and what is after that paragraphs. Okay, and next one is Google Forms can be beneficial for the teachers. They can give the multiple choice questions and they can give the time bound. It should be time bound that in 5 minutes you have to do 20 question multiple choice questions, or you can extend the timing also. So that is the best way. Or the students, they can share with their friends. They can share the questions. You can frame the question, multiple choice questions. You can send it to the friends and then they can just attempt them, give the time, and then you can assess. So it's a kind of game as well as it will be knowledgeable thing for you people. You can enhance yourself, you can enhance your skills. So learn spellings of all important characters and places. So characters and places, and I have also uploaded a video on spellings for Flamingo. So just go, because those spellings are the most important spellings and that will be used either once or twice while writing the answers. So just go through all those things. Spellings of all important, because characters are very important, places are very important in literature. Okay, so just go with the character spellings, places, which places are there and the spelling they should be. And because characters are there, places are there, so automatically nouns are there, proper nouns will be there, so automatically the first letter will be capital. So just note all those things. So okay, themes, just learn the theme of the chapter. What is the theme of the chapter and what is the author's name, name of the chapter, and what is the plot. It can be done in the introductory paragraph. Okay, so just remember, if multiple themes are there, learn multiple themes and choose the best theme which is applicable for that answer which is asked in the final examination. So this is a way by which you can practice yourself. Okay, so let's go further. Management, time management is very important. So this year the examinations will start at 10:30 a.m. in the morning. It will be in two shifts. Okay, 1:30 to and further. So 15 minutes are there, 10:15 they will distribute the papers. You will get the answer sheets at 10 o'clock and you will fill all those credentials, important things, details, and 15 minutes will be. So those 15 minutes can be utilized for reading comprehensions, because we are not in a habit of writing the things, because we are at home and we are not practicing all those things. So make a kind of habit to write the answers. Okay, so start writing one page of long answer type question or short answer type questions. Just revise the things and then choke them out and just go with the spellings, either they are correct or not, or you can take help of your teachers also, or the peer groups also plays an important role. If someone is good at literature section, you send him that this I have answer written is written with me, I have written this answer, kindly check it out. Okay, so by this also you can improve the skills. So practicing writing, taking mock test of the latest sample paper that I have already discussed. There are students who don't finish the paper simply because they have run out of time. So don't run out of time, and that can only happen because it's not a one night wonder. The people, they think that they will read English in one night and they will spend only 2 or 3 work days before the examination and they would be able to. Yes, you can score, but you won't be able to score 90 plus, or you won't be able to score 80 plus marks. You may pass in the examination, but in today's scenario, passing is not just enough. Attempt the easier, and what I suggest that you should start with the literature section, then writing section, and then the reading section. And rest, if you are competent in the reading section, you should go accordingly. But my view is that you should go with literature because we are familiar with the question answering. Then we should go with writing because we have practiced a lot, and reading comprehensions are there. Unseen passage of reading, it should be read within the first 15 minutes and just underline it with the important answers with the lead pencil, and later on you can write those answers on the answer script. So this is all that we can do. Now, presentation plays a very important role in scoring good marks. Handwriting is all. Improve handwriting. Use a gel pen and a ball pen to write the answer numbers. Maintain proper spacing. So one video is already there. Best format for English on my channel. Just go through it and learn idiom and phrases. Okay, and underline them with pencil. So it may be some people, students may not have gone through it. So it's not that much compulsory, but if you write idiom and phrases in the examination, automatically you will get some benefit in the writing skills. Okay, so use direct speeches for the text. It is important to be systematic, and proper formatting, it is very important. So all these things, they are very important. Okay, now sense of competition. Now just compare, as I said that you should share your answers with your friends, or the teachers, they should give a kind of practice sheet to the students. A time bound should be there, and just see who has who has scored the highest marks, and the highest mark sheet should be distributed among the students also. Okay, for especially if the student has scored good marks, or 80 out of if the student is scoring 80 75 plus out of 80, then that particular sheet, answer sheet, it should be circulated in the WhatsApp group. And if the offline classes are going on, then you should circulate it among the students. They should also know that why are they, where are they lacking, and what are the important points that they have lacked, and what they should add to get more and more understanding. Okay, so learn the art of writing proper answers. So 5 marks questions are there, 2 marks questions are there. As I said, that 50 to 55, just make a kind of sense that write 50 to 55 words should be there, and just don't skip anything. Because if you extend your, if you add 10 to 15 more words, CBSE evaluators are not going to deduct your marks. If you are not writing the important words which are required for that particular answer, then your marks will be deducted. So it's better you write the things which are applicable for that particular answer, which you revise, which you remember that it could be there. So don't hesitate, just write it, and it should be grammatically correct and properly presented. Here proper answer means what? Writing relevant information in minimum number of words. So minimum number of words means 55 to 60 words, and for long answer type questions it should be 155 to 160 words, or a single, or the full sheet of the final examination, the landscape sheet. Okay, and see, revised class notes, whatever notes have been distributed by the teachers, whatever class notes are you have made by yourself, you just go through it daily. And NCERT textbooks should not be forgotten, because this year 55% weightage is given to Flamingo and Vistas. So they are very important, they are very crucial, we cannot skip those books. Okay, find out each, for evaluation, especially for the teachers. Now the teachers, if they are evaluated, they should deduct marks for each and every mistake. Either it is related to the spellings, or either it is related to grammar. Deduct half marks for each and every mistake. Then only there will be a kind of sense, there will be a kind of understanding with the student that how to answer the question. And whenever you evaluate the answer sheets, evaluate them in a way that each and every mistake should be pointed out, and the answer for that particular thing should be mentioned. Once you do all these things, the students, they learn a lot. Whatever you speak in the classroom, that is a quite different scenario. But when you underline the things, when the whole paper is full of red ink, automatically there is a kind of embarrassment, there is a kind of harassment, there is a kind of embarrassment. The students, they feel shy. Why I have got less marks? Why my friend has got all those marks? So point out each and every mistake, and they should be told about each and every thing. So value points, key points, spelling mistakes should be there. Now, how to improve spelling mistakes? So spellings, see, if the just go with the chapter 1, for example, lost spring is there, okay, or the last lesson is there. Okay, so the last lesson, just tell them that I'm going to have a dictation for you people. Dictation is generally done in the junior classes, but when you apply all these things in the for the higher secondary students, either they are +1 students or +2 students, then they have a kind of sense of competition is there. Because who is going to write the correct answers or correct spellings? So just dictate all those important spellings and see, and ask them to evaluate the answers by themselves, the spellings. Just write down the spellings on the blackboard or the whiteboard, green board, and then ask them. And if they have written an incorrect spelling, then what the one best way is that ask them to write that particular answer or that particular spelling in 10 times or 20 times accordingly. Okay, so it should be like that. So the motivation of the teachers, plays a very important role for the students, because they haven't attended the classes. The students, they are a little bit afraid, they are a little bit confused, perplexed. So the best way is that keep motivating them. Don't demotivate them if they have written a kind of wrong answer. Motivate them that how it could be done better. Instead of saying that you have scored lesser marks or like that, that's not fine. Okay, don't demotivate the students. Keep motivating the students. If someone is a slow learner, give some time to them. Okay, or just have a chat, just have a kind of conversation, communication with the students. And the students, they are feeling that they are lacking in this particular section, they should feel free to call the teachers. Okay, the teachers, they are always for you people only. Okay, so just don't hesitate to talk to your teachers if you have any sort of doubt. So, and the best way is that SWOT analysis there. Analyze yourself. Just have a kind of just have a kind of introspection that we have done for keeping quiet. Introspect yourself. What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? If I have strengths, how can I enhance those strengths? And if I have a weakness, how can I groom myself That is the most important thing. So this is all about revision strategies, all about scoring good marks. So don't feel hesitated, don't feel demotivated. Have faith in yourself, because you are the best person for your life. Think positive and just go with the things that I have discussed in this particular session, and I'm sure that you all will come out with flying colors and you all will be able to score 95 plus. Thanks a lot for listening and watching this video.